Hello. Hello. I am buggered. A little under an hour ago, I had a bit of a, not really a bombshell. I was just shot. I think I was just not really a bombshell. It was more just a kind of like a wound. I've been wounded. I think I don't know. But yeah, I'll get into that in a bit. I'm just trying to decide how much of it I can reveal and stuff. It's just that I need to think about this. This is a problem. But yeah, okay. So over the past couple of days, I have nothing really much has happened. I've just been sourcing out files. Been sourcing out files when I can for the big backup that I'm going to do. It's still too hot in here during the day to actually work or anything. So yeah, I could do the work in the evenings, and that's what I've been doing the file sorting out. So yeah, been doing that. Um, I haven't been doing that tonight. Tonight I've been prepping because in around about a month's time I'm going for my fucking second meeting. Oh my god. Hey Don. Yeah, I don't know if anybody remembers this, but like about a year ago, almost, I met up with a guy that was very, very interested in basically like funding me and my channel, as well as meeting up and doing casual meetings for possibly shooting events and stuff like that. He has given me a date and also basically booked a hotel room for me and everything so that I don't have to rush home afterwards. And it's like, I mean, it's done. It's definitely happening. That's happening. It took a year, but that's happening. Trying to be excited about it, trying not to get overexcited about it, but trying to be excited about it. This was like kind of good news because literally at the same time, and this is the shot that I received. Um, I discovered that I could. My studio is the only place in which I'm going to be able to make videos. My new studio. So yeah, this just limits. It limits everything. It basically limits video creation at the new studio. Basically, it means that just like I'll be only be able to make videos in the new studio. Um, Also limits the type of videos that I can do. It's basically just incredibly limiting, and I was kind of led to believe that kind of like I could still that I could still basically make money whilst I was staying at the new studio. Through the basically the production of of naughty content, you know, um, as well as making just just new videos and stuff in the new studio, in basically the house and the new studio. Like that was, it was like the whole package. You know, it was basically like that was kind of the assumption anyway. But no, I was kind of informed that after releasing some naughty videos on just fans, um, that were recorded at the new place, I was basically like informed that it made my buddy uncomfortable, and I don't want to do that. So that kind of limits like me making adult content there. Again, I was planning to basically live there for like half the year, so it's not out of the question. It's just that it limits the amount and the time and all of that of content, of not safe for work content that I can actually put out, which would then cut off the very limited amount of money that I actually do make. So it's like, yeah, I'm gonna have to rethink things, and I don't like this. I don't like it. It's just that it's it's a bit of a bummer. But like I said, I've got a meeting coming up in a month. I've got a meeting coming up, and that might clear some stuff up and like give me back options. I guess I don't know. I don't know. So yeah, I have a lot of thinking to do. I'm also full of pizza. It seems to be like a weekly thing that's happening at the moment. Like David wants like it seems to want a pizza a week, or at least try to find an excuse to have a pizza a week. So that's cool. I'm happy about that because I get a pizza or two. I've had the equivalent of two large pizzas basically. Like I had like a whole tray to myself of chicken strips, and like basically it's basically like a whole chicken and a pizza. So it kind of counts to pizza. It's fine. And yeah, very happy tummy, which is good because like if I was hungry and I got this news, then no, I'd still be okay. I'd still be happy because like I said, I've got this meeting, the meeting coming up, and I don't know exactly what's a lot might have changed in a year, so I'm trying not to get my hopes up. But do you guys remember like when I had the first meeting with this guy and how well it went? Like it's just that I'm trying not to get too excited, but it's like it's it could be as good. It could be better. I can't see how I can fuck it up. Is the thing. So it's like, yeah. I mean, at the very least, I basically get to meet this guy again, and he turns down my proposal, which is fine. You know, it's like I, I'm happy to meet with this guy once a year if it's a really good meeting. You know, it's like he, it's just that good. Like the meeting was that good. The initial meeting was just so good. So it's like, yeah, you know, would it be awesome if he basically offered me everything that I wanted? Yes, but I'm trying to be realistic, especially with the news that I got today. So it's like, yeah. Anyway, that's it. That's my couple of that's been my couple of days and the past couple of hours. So yeah. How's everybody else doing? Oh, I'm gonna have some more fizzy. My underarm rash is doing so much better, by the way, guys. I know I've got sleeves on, but I think that's what's helping. It's just like soothing, just the feeling of cotton on my sore rashy parts. So yeah. Cool. I had the urge to play GTA the other day, but then I realized I couldn't, and that made me sad. But I had the urge, you know, so that's something. Hey, Panda Fox. Yeah, so yeah. The whole studio thing is kind of like I said, that's just a real kick in the pants. There's nothing I can really do besides like waiting until the meeting to see how that goes. Um, so yeah, I'm trying not to speculate on things that I could do on the meantime, but at the same time I do need to try to make plans, just like in general. Um, try to ignore the meeting a little bit and try to actually think of ways in which I could make this work. Right, David. It's there's a general rule. You don't really ask me how I'm doing, you know, or how I am, or whatever. It's kind of because I don't want to repeat myself and all of that stuff I put at the beginning of the video, you know? So it's just so that if for people who are watching this on playback, which a lot of people do, I know a lot of people that actually do that. It's just so that they don't have to hear me just say the same thing over and over and over again, which is fine. You know, I don't mind like repeating certain key points, but it's just that I don't want to repeat. I don't want to overdo it, you know, all the time. So yeah. Anyway, yeah. Like right now, all I can think of is like there's only two options: ignoring the meeting. If I ignore the meeting, there's only a couple of options, and like one of those is to rely heavily on um, just YouTube content and stuff, but YouTube content just it that doesn't pay me at all. Um, and like even the people that pay for stuff for on Patreon and pay for custom videos and stuff like that, like that doesn't really. I mean, that is half my income almost, and that doesn't really pay anything. That's like $40 a month. Basically, I get like 45 bucks a month or something from Patreon. So Yeah. And there's not been any content gone out on Patreon. There's been like a couple of videos requests that I've fulfilled and put on Patreon, but other than that, it's literally only the people that basically just want to support me have basically been on my Patreon, which is fine, and I appreciate them. But I feel like I need to get back into the swing of making videos, and I will do when the heat is enough for me to basically actually working here in the day, and once the backup's done and stuff. So yes, I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to making new videos and stuff. But the other content, the just for fans content, like that would go away. So I'd have to rely heavily on that, plus drawing commissions and all of that stuff. The other option, I'm not entirely comfortable with, and the other option is getting paid by the person that I'll be staying with, the person that's actually giving me the studio space and stuff, and in exchange for basically like being their art tutor and their fitness trainer and all of this, their cook and all of this other stuff. Basically, like I wouldn't mind doing that. It's just that that would be a job, that would be full time, and that would be needing to be paid because that would be all my income. So yeah. So those are the only two options that I've come up with so far. I'm okay with listening to any other options that anybody else that basically wants to share. I'm like open to suggestions, but these are my only two options at the moment in my own head. So yeah, I'm not really comfortable with asking my buddy Andy for money. I feel like basically the bed and board that he's offering as well as the studio space is basically is enough, but it's just that I can't sustain myself on that. So yeah. So what you do already, but for money? I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means, Panda Fox. Thank you, Roscoe. It was from Ice Pop. Ice Pop gave it to me. He loves Bandit. Before Ice Pop knew what I sounded like, he thought that I would sound like Bandit. I'm sorry to disappoint him. Yeah, I don't know what I don't know what Panafox meant by so what you do already but for money, because like what I already do I expect to get paid anyway. You know, custom videos, custom pictures, custom artwork, all of that stuff. I I usually expect to get paid for that stuff, unless somebody is already paying via Patreon or via just fans or basically donating, or, regular donations. Unless if they don't do that, then I expect them to pay me anyway. So yeah, but that source of income isn't really enough. So yeah. So yeah, I don't know what I don't know what that means, Panda Fox. I don't know what I do already, but for money, I need you to elaborate on that. Yeah. I have a lot of really good ideas. The only problem is that I need to actually have money to do them. And it's so annoying. Ugh. I'm trying to go through a bunch of my games in the backlog, wondering if you would be interested in watching me trying to be some Dynasty Warriors. I don't really have time. Like after I finish the live stream, I'm going to be playing on the computer for a little bit and then go to bed. I meant to say is that it sounds like he wants you to be a maid. No. Like, when he offered the studio space and the the bed and board, I basically said, because it was too generous an offer, I offered my services, and I basically gave him a list of options, and the options were like he sounded interested in taking up the fitness instructor, my role as a fitness instructor, because when I moved there, I will have enough space to actually have exercise equipment to actually get back into lifting again properly instead of just doing it on the floor of my living room. And also there's plenty of places to walk and explore, and there's a whole park really really close by and stuff. And me being a big dog man, I basically love my walkies, so yeah, there's that. So yeah, daily walks and basically helping him every now and again do weight training and stuff, being his coach basically. So there was that. I want to get back into cooking. I simply can't get back into cooking here. I can cook basic stuff and make sandwiches, but essentially, our kitchen is too bunged up with stuff all the time because it's in the middle. It's in the very center of the house. Everything that basically goes anywhere in the house or needs to be moved somewhere ends up in the kitchen, which means that basically the counters and even the cooker, the hobs are all basically covered over, and there's just stuff on them all the time. I mean, you've seen videos of my kitchen. It's usually just there's stuff around all the time. It's never an increasing amount of stuff. It's usually either a little amount of stuff or a lot. It's usually about the same size of stuff that's in the kitchen all the fucking time. So basically, it means that I got access to the air fryer, the microwave, and like and the countertop. And essentially that's what I use sometimes even as a workspace when I do like drawing and stuff. So yeah, so I basically also offered my services as a cook because I want to get back into cooking. And we even got like a meal plan thing set up, and it's going to be cool. Anyway, so there's that. Plus, like tutor, art tutor, and also like editor because he's shown some creative writing talent and stuff. So yeah, there's like there are things that I can do for him. Like I'm going to be a living tutor, professor, whatever. It's going to be a thing. It was going to be cool. But like I said, it's I might have to charge him for that, and I feel uncomfortable with doing that. Even if I ask for just a really small amount, I feel like that's wrong, considering that he's paying for like all the groceries, and I eat a lot, so yeah. Um, you know, it's a thing. That's a little bit of a problem. I just feel uncomfortable doing that. So yeah, I feel like I only have one option if I'm honest, but I'm gonna have to bring it up. You know, to be fair, if he is taking away a source of income from me, then I'm gonna have to ask for something. But I don't want to. I don't know how to. I don't know how to say it. Like it's just. It's still just. It feels very wrong somehow. Anyway, yeah, Roscoe. Well, like I don't know where are you showing this, or are you streaming it, or what? I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Um, Fox says more like a mentor. Well, yes, but it's actually tutoring. You know that, right? It's like I'm going to be the editor and also the basically teaching. Anyway, David, I don't know what the fuck you are doing. I can't always see emojis or emoticons. They're usually too small. And my monitor needs to be a bit further away for me to see it. I know that sounds weird, but like I'm long sighted, so it's a thing. I have no idea what that is. It looks like a fingerprint. Far sides. Whatever. David's gonna have to explain it himself. Don't try to explain for him. Anyway, yeah, it's annoying. It's just annoying having to do the planning. It's one of those adulting things. It's like it has to be done, but it's annoying when you have to actually like try to figure out a way to make something work. I just kind of wish that my stuff was more popular, because then like I would love to make like videos, like have to make like a couple of videos a week, or like do like a photo shoot for somebody, or basically like do like once a week and do some art, like I just, yeah, like when at my peak of like popularity, it was like every other day I had to basically I had to respond to a video request or a picture request or an art request and stuff, you know. And it was like it was really cool. But you know, just trying to survive is annoying. I kind of feel like it's almost time to basically just pull out one of my retirement plans. But that would probably mean that I would have to move closer to where my mother lives. But I mean, it depends. It kind of depends how this meeting goes. This meeting might go awesome. But yeah. Like I have one that my mother is like super super duper mega happy with the with the idea of. I mean, the other ones basically require just a lot of still not making any money, because they are all book ideas, you know, ideas for books. Because that's a lot of my retirement plans was that basically I'd write a bunch of books. But yeah, there's lots of ideas for them. But yeah, it's actually really funny. The last thing that I was talking to Andy about, one of the last things I was talking to Andy about was my retirement plans, and like like telling him about all the different book ideas and stuff. But yeah, but they do require me to like not do anything but write for a good year per book, I estimate, you know, which means that would already have to like live off of some kind of capital anyway. Um, so yeah, so the other retirement plans essentially kind of like are not book related. Basically, there's three main ones. Two of them aren't really feasible until I'm older and actually have some money, you know. Um, but one of them is kind of like it could be doable, or at least I could basically like get gears rolling for it, you know. Because essentially I already have an investor for that. Because my mother really likes the idea, so I could get that going. I just didn't expect it to be kind of like something that I'd have to do so soon. But yeah. Collaboration and introducing your hidden talent. What the fuck are you talking about now? Seriously, why do I have to keep like having? I have to keep using expletives whenever I'm talking to David. Sometimes it's just it, it's a little bit because David, you're a little bit frustrating. You have to actually like add more words. Tell me what the fuck that was all about. Collaboration and introducing more talent. So if you're basically trying to suggest these things to me, right? Collaboration with who? Nobody seems to want to work with me. Introducing your hidden talent. What hidden talents? I have been advertising my talents for fucking ever. you know? what's the idea? You mean for my retirement plan? By my retirement like strategy and stuff? Well, um my mother was talking to me about how she basically was doing her will and stuff, and she basically said that she's going to give like basically everything to me and like to like a couple of her best friends, basically her best friend's kids. I think that's the plan. It's like it's me and her best friend's children and grandchildren, and which I'm totally okay with. By the way, I'm not like it's not like I'm after all of her money or anything. That's her other son that she has like completely disowned and cut off and stuff. So yeah, no, uh, I said, oh, that's cool. That will go really nicely towards the senior dog animal sanctuary and kennels. Um, and she really loves this idea. She even likes the name because it was going to be called Grey Muzzles. So yeah, which is named after a subsection of the furry community, which is hilarious. But she doesn't understand that. But it's okay. So yeah, I was going to open up a like if I had enough money, I would open up a kennel and also animal sanctuary, basically like a senior dogs animal sanctuary. So and it does happen when people have older dogs, they have an option instead of putting them down, you can actually like send them to a sanctuary. If you basically can't look after your dog anymore because they are too elderly, they need like medical care or something, then you can actually send them to a sanctuary. The problem is that there aren't many of these sanctuaries about, and the ones that are around usually are too full. The dogs aren't dying fast enough. I know that sounds sad, but that's the thing. Um, and yeah, this plan, and she's gonna fucking kill me. This plan is something that I've had for a long time because it's me and my ex's plan. It's our retirement plan, and she is apparently going to do her one anyway, um, because where she lives, they actually have got the option for state-funded animal sanctuaries like this for senior animal sanctuaries, senior pet animal sanctuaries and stuff. And so basically, like she can actually do hers right now, if she wanted to. She could probably do it anyway because, like, she. No, I'm not saying anymore. I'm not saying anymore. She'll kill me. But yeah, this was our plan. This was mine and hers plan. This was our retirement plan, and essentially, I still am cool with it, and I would like it. So it would be a kennel. There'd be like a multi. It'll be a multi-building thing. It's basically all it needs is like a big plot of land, and that's where the big investment's going to go. But yeah, using existing buildings on this land, we could have like the actual kennel, the actual place where the animals live and sleep and stuff, and also like a bunch of other rooms like administration, but also like a dog swimming pool. I know that's this is dream additions that I'd love to have for this. And one of the beauties about this also is that it gives me an excuse to have a swimming pool without actually like it being my swimming pool. But at the same time, it is my swimming pool, and I could use it whenever I wanted, even though it's for dogs, and I don't care because I am a dog. So yeah, I would have a dog swimming pool / therapy pool or whatever, like dog grooming stations. Like just like I said, like open fields and maybe even like a bit of forest. Who knows? Who knows? Depends where we actually get the land and stuff like that. But it's like, yeah, that is the idea. My mother's already done some of this legwork for me. I know for a fact she was telling me about how they've actually got like there's a cattery, which is basically a kennel for cats, and um, she said that she's friends with the person that basically owns the cattery, and they are basically looking to sell to somebody in the near future. Um, so yeah, I mean, like it's almost an option. So a moth was about to fall into my drink. So it's almost an option, but yeah. The point is, if basically like if if things don't start getting better within the next couple of years, I might just have to just dive into the retirement plan because I've bottomed out. I am I have actually like completely bottomed out with like money and stuff. So it's like, yeah. One of the annoying things is that I actually bought stuff for the new studio. I actually did that yesterday. One of the things I did, I had to get new flip flops because these ones are already wearing down, and when they do, I need new ones. But also, while I was on Amazon, I did a couple of like I looked at the deals because I always look at the deals in case there's stuff for people for like Christmas and stuff. I like to be prepared. And yeah, there was like this special tab that opened up on the Amazon app, and I essentially like had to look at it and like I perused it and found a bunch of stuff that not only for people for Christmas and birthdays and stuff, but also found a bunch of stuff that I could use for my new office. So I bought that. I bought some stuff for the new place. Kind of regretting that now. But yeah. Anyway, Panda folks, that's the idea. What did you think? What did you think of the idea for the semi realistic retirement plan? What did you think? if I have to like pull the trigger on this, then I'll have to like I would have to live quite close to where my mum is, because that's where there is a lot of options for this particular business, especially since if my mother is going to sink a bunch of money into this with slash for me, it's like, yeah. The cooking you would like to do and video collab that you share on your post. Others would like to learn. There are tons. The video cooking is an incredibly saturated market video wise, people basically like showing you how to cook stuff. It's the cooking channels are like they're everywhere. Also, I need to learn how to cook again. Like, I already know the basics, I know how to camping. I know how to cook. I cook when I'm camping, but essentially I don't cook a lot. I can make curry. I can kind of remember how to boil rice and pasta and stuff. It's like it's just that I can't make a whole lasagna or anything yet because I don't remember how to do that. Basically, the way I learned, I helped my mum in the kitchen. I learned how to cook by basically like actually helping my mother in the kitchen. You know, and I did very basic things when I helped my mum in the kitchen. But yeah. So, Panda Fox, you didn't hear anything about the retirement plan then? Oh, also, I again that would require me to film something outside of my studio, unless I build a kitchen in the studio, in which case that probably wouldn't work. That probably wouldn't be cool. So yeah, making a cooking channel isn't possible. Oh, I don't know if you heard that, but I moved and my belly went bloop. The gateway for old dogs. Yeah, I don't think you heard all of the plan. Do you want to learn how to video collab? It's not hard. You essentially need a channel. You need content, and you need to then have somebody that's willing to collaborate with you. That's it. Yeah, you need to learn how to not talk like a robot, for one thing. I don't know why you keep saying gateway, by the way, Panda Fox. The Getaway, gateway, getaway. I did lay it out pretty simply. It is a senior dog sanctuary / kennel. I mean, you know, it's going to be called Grey Muzzles. Just repeating the key points. Grey Muzzles. What did I answer, Dave? Dave, what the fuck? What gives? I think I'm gonna go. Still looking forward to the meeting. It's a month away, but I'm looking forward to it. I'm trying not to get too excited, like I said. But I mean, like, it has the potential to fix all my problems. I don't think it is, but it's got the potential to do so. So yeah. What is with my beard? Oh, why so asymmetrical? About the video collab? That's true. I did that. Yes, that's true. Seriously, dude. Try not to sound like a robot. Not really. If you're trying to sound, by the way, if you're trying to sound condescending, and like an asshole, then I will say that you think I'm the unreasonable one here. You think I'm the one that sounds crazy? Are you okay? Are you getting enough water? Oh, here's something that I wanted to say a while ago. Is that during my last trip to the new studio and stuff, we went to the beach, which was cool. It was brief, but it was cool. I did like it. It was just very brief. Anyway, on the way back, we passed through a village. In the village, there was a bicycle shop. In the bicycle shop, the bicycle shop had a sign outside of it saying that they accept tickets, bicycle tickets, or bicycle vouchers. I can't remember which one it is, but I think it's a bicycle voucher from the SS Anne. And I was like, that sounds so familiar. What the fuck is that? Have I seen like an advertisement for this somewhere? I'm just wondering if anybody is going to get this reference, because it took me too long to figure it out. It only took me like 10 minutes, but that's still 10 minutes too long. Like, I was in the car and I was like, oh my god, yes. I tried to explain it to Andy, but he never played Pokemon, so he doesn't get it, which is fine. Though it's a video is not easy to do. I mean, it depends what kind of video. That's the answer to that. So that was easy. I'm just waiting to see if anybody's understanding the reference or the joke or whatever you want to call that. Did you just get it, Panafox? Do you want to share with the class? I'm going to check something because I'm not entirely sure, like... Oh my god, they got it wrong. Oh shit, I revealed it, didn't I? Yeah, I got it wrong. Because it actually says it didn't say SS Anne, it said the PFC bike voucher. It said obtain your PFC bike voucher. Yeah, it's because for some reason, like, I auto corrected with the SS Anne in my brain, because that's what I remember from that one particular city, you know, not the... Yeah, it doesn't matter. The point being, yeah, I got it wrong. I'm sorry, but yes, it was that. But if you basically like take the acronym, yeah, whatever. It says it's the Pokemon Fan Club. PFC is Pokemon Fan Club voucher, because in the Pokemon, I'm just gonna reveal it. In the Pokemon game, in the first Pokemon games, you know, blue and red and yellow, or if you're in Japan, then green and red and yellow. But also in Fire Red and Leaf Green, if you go to the Pokemon Fan Club in Vermilion City, then essentially that's where you get the bike voucher, so you don't have to spend all your money on a bike, because for some reason it costs like $1 million or something just to get a fucking bike straight away, you know. And it's like, it's crazy. But yeah, it was very funny. When I saw it, it was hilarious. Weird. But yeah, the Pokemon fan club. Why do I keep thinking about the SSN? No, it's because I'm one of the stories that I was writing is a gay romance set on a gay cruise ship, a gay Caribbean cruise ship set in the 70s. And it's very much got that kind of like the SSN vibe and stuff to it. So yeah. I haven't actually written down any of that story. It's all written on a work pad in one of the I think it's Grok. I'm not entirely sure. I think it's Grok only because basically Grok was the only one that was helping me. Was not fuddy duddy enough to basically like shut down at the point where I was like talking about the sex scenes. So yeah. You want to play Earthbound again? I have never played Earthbound. It just wasn't my kind of game. I really suck at being a gamer. But yeah, even though it's traumatizing. I don't understand the whole traumatizing thing. Like, I've not been scared playing a game, but I do remember feeling uncomfortable when I tried to play Resident Evil by myself. You know, I just felt uncomfortable. It just didn't feel enjoyable to try to play it by myself. It's weird that. It's Resident Evil, and there was like a couple of games, and yet I could play, or I could try to play. There was an Aliens game. I don't know if anybody remembers this, but on the Game Gear, on Sega Game Gear, there was actually an Aliens game, and it was creepy and weird, and yet I could play that. But for some reason, Resident Evil was just kind of like it just made me feel uncomfortable, and it wasn't fun to play by myself. You know, so I've never really been creeped out by games. I've been creeped out a couple of times, just like when something surprises me and is genuinely kind of like just is designed to creep you out. For example, I didn't know anything when I played GTA 5, and I didn't know anything about the creepy bits in that. And if you know what I'm talking about, then yeah, I was playing it by myself one night in the dark, and I didn't even get to the creepy part because I was on a mountain, and all of a sudden, just I could hear a mountain lion because you get mountain lions, and I was like, "Oh shit, where is it?" And I couldn't find it. I was looking around. I had my gun out and everything. Um, where is it? I don't get it. But yeah, there was nothing happening for a long time, and then all of a sudden I was like, "Well, fuck this. This is weird. I'm just gonna keep going up the mountain and like keep a lookout." You know, I changed the camera angle as well so that I could see around me and everything, so I would know where to shoot if it came at me and stuff. So yeah, I walked like 10 steps up the mountain with my gun. Um, and it clipped out of the fucking ground and basically got me, and I died. But I was like, what the how? Basically, the game had glitched. And like the mountain lion was like on a ledge or something, but it had no clipped into the wall of the mountain. It actually like slid into the wall of the mountain somehow, and it couldn't get me because I wasn't high enough up, to the next part where it could actually clip through the floor to get me. So I could hear this phantom like noise, and I didn't know where it was, and it actually freaked me out a little bit. It was actually creeping me out because I was like, "Is there a ghost in the game? Is there a ghost of a mountain lion trying to kill me? What the fuck?" Whatever. Anyway, there was that creepy part, but there was also this bit where I was basically like on top of the mountain, and again, I didn't know anything about anything. I didn't know anything. This is when the game the very first time that the game came out. I didn't know anything about anything. I hadn't seen any videos. I hadn't seen anything. Um, I played the game, and I was on top of the mountain. It was at night. I was on the observation platform on top of Chiliad, and like I was looking at the town for a sniper rifle scope. And I just like turned around, and all of a sudden, fucking got jump scared by a ghost. I was like, what the fuck was that? But yeah, it was really genuinely creepy for like a second. It was just like, what the fuck. So yeah, I've been creeped out by a couple of games. I've been creeped out, but it's just that it normally doesn't stop me. It's normally just kind of like, yeah, I intentionally don't like jump scares in games because I always feel like they're lazy, you know. Anyway, I already know, dude. I know about Earthbound. I get it. It just it's a game that would probably make me uncomfortable to try to play. So I probably wouldn't I just haven't played it because of that. It's like it's just not my type of game anyway. It's just yeah. And I used to have a friend who was obsessed with Undertale and wanted me to play Undertale, and I was just like, I'm not interested. It's not my type of game. I'm just not. I'm just not. It seems like a waste of time for me. So yeah. So I just read what the latest comment from Dave. From David. I like self-shooting games. Well, you got to get that practice in. No. You didn't try to get me to play it. It wasn't you. I'm not going to say who it was because they were annoying as fuck. They did honestly just like every other message that I got from this person was like, it's like, have you tried playing Undertale yet? And I was like, oh my god. I told them multiple times I'm never gonna play it. They were like, but yeah, they would always try to change it up as well. It was very much like time before AI. It wasn't that long ago, but it felt like it was it was like ages ago, and that it was before AI. But now that I look back on it, it is almost like an algorithm, of like they would always tell me something different about the game, always different, always trying to entice me to play it, and it was like I don't care. Anyway, yeah. Well, I've already seen somebody play it. I watched Game Grumps play it, like the multiple iterations of their runs through it and stuff, and I didn't care. It just like it seemed like it would be overly frustrating for very little story payoff for me. You know, I'm not. That's probably what it is. I just wasn't. I didn't give a crap about the story. It seemed dumb. Sorry. You know. I mean, what even would you call that? What even would you call that kind of story? You know, it's not really sci-fi. It's not really fantasy. It's not really anything. It's just random. It seems like somebody's random fan fiction for something, and I don't know what. So I have to stand up. My butt is falling asleep. Oh my god. Oh yeah. Oh, oh shake legs. Trying to keep in frame is funny. So I get all of that. I've been sitting down for a little while, and it's just that I hate sitting down for long periods of time. I'll move the camera so that I can stand up and you can still see me. Better. A bit. Keeps it tilting. The story is okay, but it gets old quick. Plus, it's been overtaken by the fandom anyway, with fan comic dubs, and then again. Well, the point is that it felt like it was a fan story even before. It felt like it was like fan fiction of something, you know? Like it just didn't feel like it was its original story somehow, even though it was. And I don't know. It felt like it was just trying too hard to be its own thing, and I don't know why when it didn't seem like it didn't seem like it accomplished that, you know. I think that's what it is. That's why it bugs me. It's not rooted in anything, you know. I feel like it needed to be rooted in some kind of real world, you know. Uh, I'm trying to think of a better way of explaining it. Like, it didn't establish. That's what it was. It didn't do any world building. It didn't establish like any kind of like means for us to give a crap. Or at least enough of a crap. There was like these characters, but we never got a real. You never got a real sense of the world that they lived in, or whatever. You know, it was just kind of the setting was a bit too stifling. That's what I meant to say. So yeah, if I'm going to be snobby and rate it and stuff like that, then that's how I'd rate it. But yeah. Well, no, I don't mind if I don't mind the underground. It's just that they needed to kind of like establish some kind of just more of a lore to the underground. You know, it needed to be just more detailed, more. There needs to be more texture to it. You know, I'm not talking about like a physical sense or like just a sense of aesthetics or anything. You can totally do that, but it needed to be like more just more characters, maybe just a few more characters that kind of um they didn't even have to be on screen. There could have just been more of a kind of like a connection to other people. These characters that we did see seemed to be just very two-dimensional and just didn't have any kind of depth to them when it came to why we should give a shit about them. As they didn't seem to have any kind of like connection to anybody else. They seemed to be very, very, very one note, only here for this one purpose, with this one backstory that is basically like less than a paragraph long. You know, it just everything seemed to be so kind of yeah. And I get that. I get why. It's just that it needed to like once it was successful, they needed to expand it themselves. I guess. I don't know. I feel like they did actually flesh out a couple of characters, but that was it. You know, like the actual villain, or sorry, spoilers, the fake villain, and their, you know, good guy flunky. Um, you know, they were better. They were fleshed out, but that was it. It was only those two characters. You know, I'm talking about the skullheads. But yeah. Yeah, the original lore is very dry. All of the fan base have since kind of like, you know, tried to expand it out and stuff like that. But the problem with that is that you're only ever going to see that stuff if you're looking for it. And I don't give a crap. I didn't give a crap about the original story, so I don't know why I would give a crap about this. You know? What the fuck are you talking about? Using your construction legs, even if you never work there, sitting for long periods is not good. I have no idea what you're talking about. Like, those two sentences don't connect. You know that, right? What do you mean construction legs? I'm shifting my weight because basically, like I said, I don't like sitting for long periods of time, and yeah, I feel like I'm not really. I can't really keep my legs still. I guess when my body feels happy, it's a thing that I do. It's kind of, again, a lot of my friends call it the waggy tail. It's what I do when I'm wagging my tail that I don't have. It's a thing. But yeah. Also, I do use my fucking legs. and I have worked construction, so starting to really dislike you, Dave. He's saying getting up and move around. No, I kind of understood that, but at the same time, he said it in a not cool way that was confusing to people if they didn't understand that. Like I said, though, those two sentences don't really go together. So yeah. Yeah. I think I'm gonna go soon. I kind of need to use the bathroom. The bathroom. I mean, I don't need a lot. I've got a really dry mouth, and I very, very slightly need to pee. It's a weird conundrum. I've got a dry mouth because I had a lot of pizza. So yeah. Anyway. Already it sounds normal. What's going on? You have construction videos, that's what I'm talking about. I don't have construction videos. I have videos in which I'm in construction gear. In my old construction gear. My old construction gear, as in, used, as in, like, it's stuff that I had from when I worked construction. Anyway. Yeah. So that's why your stomach was blooping earlier. It was blooping because I had like about 3 pints of fizzy, and I was shifting in my chair because like my butt was falling asleep. Yeah, it's not really audible from the outside, but I can feel it and hear it in because I'm in my body. Bloop, 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 bloop. Hours of entertainment when you have a big tummy. It's it makes playing with yourself a lot of like taking it to a whole new meaning. Anyway, easy on the belt. What do you mean? I think I'm off. I think I am off because, like I said, I need to use the bathroom soon, and I'm feeling a little bit sleepy tired. Not fully sleepy tired just yet, but a little bit. I did want to play on my computer before I went to bed. So yeah, unless anybody wants to try to keep me here, you're gonna have to give me some stimulating conversation, or you could just say goodbye. So yeah. Put my arm through a spider web. Super fun when that happens. I'm gonna sit back down. I did say it took it to a whole new meaning. I did say that. Right, anything anybody want to say to me or ask me before I go? Now is the time. I'll give you 30 seconds. Kill. 15. Okie doke. Well, yeah. So I'm just watching a tiny spider take a bit of fluff, like a seed, out of their spider web. It's so cute. Anyway, yeah. I am going to be back probably the day after tomorrow. And yeah, I don't know when I'll be back then on account of we're going out for dinner. But if I'm not back tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, then I'm probably going to be back the next day. So that's cool. But yeah, I'll let you know. I'll let you guys know what I'm, if I come up with any new plans for like the options and stuff. I mean, I have a whole month before I start like actually seriously thinking about stuff. So yeah. But yeah, if anybody else has any other like options that they want to throw at me, then like I'm on Discord, so just yell at me or something. And yeah. I can't think of anything else that I needed to say or wanted to say. I think we're good. Oh, that's right. I got new AI that I wanted to post on Discord. New AI pictures. Pictures. Really? Okay. Apparently you didn't post that picture. That's weird. Boop. There they are. It's okay, dude. It's fine. Just real quick, talking about the pictures. Just posted to Discord. I really like 5 adjusting his tie. That like nailed, just nailed 5 completely there. Apart from the floppy ears, it's like it's perfect. Anyway, yeah, I have no idea what it did when I asked it to turn it human. It made that character instead, and I don't know what's going on there. That's weird. But yeah, the two pig pictures are just kind of disappointing. When I when when I asked it to basically like correct the defects, it gave me those two pictures, and they suck compared to the original picture. So yeah, but the 5 ones, the 5-1, the one in color, the only one in color, and the one I just uploaded, like that's perfectly nailed that. Like his whole characteristics, just like nailed it perfectly. That's 5 in a suit, and he looks good. Although I would have changed the color for the waistcoat. It's a bit too close to the natural color of his belly fur. Anyway, right, they're uploaded. I'm good. I'm gonna go. Thank you for being here and all that good stuff. Actually, I'm pretty good at arm wrestling. Panafox says he will try to think of some ideas. It's okay if you don't. Don't worry about it. But yeah, like I'm starting to I'm beginning to get desperate. Like I said, if things don't improve, if I'm still here, you know, this level of patheticness by next year, then yeah, that's it. I'm just gonna have to like pull the trigger on the retirement plans. Possibly. This can't go on. I'm just too frustrated by everything and everybody, and I hate that. Also, I don't know what you mean by arm size. My arm is this size. I don't know what you mean by arm size. Anyway, right. Oh. Belly wubs and belly salute. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys in the next 2 days. Toodles.